Uh, Good morning, Nirinder ji. Good morning.
Good morning. Good
A
morning, everyone.
little bit different type of Dil Diyan Gallan today, and we are today is a Remembrance Day actually. For I want to say hello to everybody. Um, Not many people, anybody's here yet, but they will come. But hello to everyone. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Salam Alaikum, Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. And today is 9/11, and you know मेरे साथ नरेंद्र जी हैं, very learned scholar, learned person, भगवत गीता के scholar हैं, and teaches a lot of people, goes to a lot of people, interfaith groups में जाते हैं, and very learned and a very big dedicated person who comes to our DDG program, never misses. तो today we हमने कहा थोड़ा remembrance करें 9/11 में क्या हुआ था. 9/11 is such a big thing that happened in this country. That's why I didn't put any music on or anything. It's not that kind of a day that I want to put music on, you know. But before we start anything, Narinder ji, एक आप world peace prayer please clear करें, then we can start from there. And so let's welcome to this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Veena. Thank you. Before we start the word prayer, I want to compliment you that you are observing this very patriotic and sad day in the history of the United States of America. And hats off to you. And so we will start with the word prayer of
Yes.
peace.
That's
ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासव यद्भद्रं तन्नयासो ॐ हरिण्यगर्भा संवृत्ताग्रे भूतस्य याता पतिरेके आसीत् सदाधार पृथ्वी ध्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ या आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवा यस्य छाया अमृतं यस्य मृत्यु कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि ॐ पूर्णमिदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णु शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदने ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ते ॐ शान्तकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगी वृद्ध्यानुगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोक एकैनाथम् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीय मामृतात् ॐ द्यौ शान्ति अन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति पृथ्वी शान्ति रापा शान्ति रोषधया शान्ति वनस्पतया शान्ति विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वाग्वं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अस्तो मा सद्गमयं तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गम्यं मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गम्यम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ With the invocation of these divine mantras, we are seeking the blessing of the Almighty for world peace. A lot of things are happening at this point in time on this planet. A lot of killing, a lot of torture, a lot of suffering. So without His blessings, it cannot be sustained. So we pray to the Almighty to grant peace and change the minds of the people who are at the helm of the affairs, including us. Jai Shri Krishna.
That was a very good prayer, Narendra ji. हम आपको कहते हैं अभी prayer कोई program करने से पहले when you were there, we like to have a prayer, especially on this tragic day. अब मैं when I was this morning when I got up or before, I mean last night I went to sleep and all these thoughts came to my mind कि भी उस दिन मैं क्या कर रही थी? What was my life at that time? What was I doing? What was I thinking? What family the kids were younger, क्या हो रहा था family में? Because you got to start with your own family first before you go anywhere else. What you're doing, and so I remember everything so well, and that is why I wanted to have a little memorial for the people कि जिनके घर में ऐसी कोई बात हुई है. They get up in the morning and they go to work. The family doesn't know. Okay, the person is not going to come back.
True.
No, they don't know. They say goodbye and everything, jo bhi hai, and then the young kids in the house, everything. So this is what happened to a lot of people. When I hear a lot of stories from people that they said goodbye and this and that, they didn't know this is going to happen. And big, I think there were 4 commercial planes that were that were hijacked by the Al Qaeda at that time, terrorists, on September 11th, 2001. It'll be 23 years ho gaye hain. And the World Trade Center, 2 planes crashed into the twin towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, causing massive damage and fires. Both towers collapsed. And that's the time when my husband called me. He said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I said, "Kya ho gaya?" I was reading the newspaper. He said, "Watch the TV." I quickly watched and I've never seen anything like it in my life. कि इतनी बड़ी चीजें यहाँ पर न्यूयॉर्क की चीजें कि किसने अटैक कर दिया. I mean, it was mind-boggling, and it was just very heartbreaking to see things collapsing right in front of you. इतनी बड़ी buildings collapsed, and God knows how many people. You know how many companies were in that building? Finance companies, a lot of health companies, a lot of Cantor Fitzgerald was one of the big companies. They had about 700 people who died. But they're trying to run out. They couldn't. They were coming down the stairs. A lot of people had a lot of stories to tell. कि भी क्या हुआ रास्ते में, क्या हुआ, किसने help करी, किसने ये, like all these things we heard also. And the Pentagon attack also. One plane crashed into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of Washington D.C. I think that was their target, Washington D.C. But I think some people they got hold of the plane pilot or something, and then the plane crashed in Virginia instead. And crash of United Airlines flight also. The 4th plane, believed to be heading for the White House, crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. So after passengers attempted to overcome the hijackers, that's what happened to this flight. Loss of nearly 3,000 people on that day. पर नरेंद्र जी देखो, उस दिन तो उनकी बेचारों की डेथ हो गई, उनकी फैमिलीज की क्या सिचुएशन हुई. Also, what about the aftermath? Physical, lot of people have physical problems, mental problems, health problems, जो अभी तक चल रही है. So that's a little bit of what I was doing, what I was on that day. But Narinder ji, आप बताएं, what are your recollection of that day? What were you doing, and how did you come to see this thing happening?
Panic created and the loss. I was not in New York that day. We went on a special training in Chicago, and the class started at 8 a.m. We were there in the federal building, and it was a special training. So अभी TV on नहीं किया था. So when we put on the schedule on the TV, and then abruptly everything stopped, and they showed the two buildings which are the towers in Manhattan downtown. They were burning. First of all, the first hit that was still burning, and then the second hit, the second building was now burning. And the loss was tremendous. 3,000 plus people died. It means firemen were about 300, and policemen and civilian and employees, they went there for a job, but they never came home. One of those losses was very close to us in Sayas, they used to live, and still they are there. They lost their daughter, beautiful daughter.
Oh
She was
yeah,
very,
Monica,
yeah,
right? Monica,
yes,
talking about
yeah,
Monica, right? Yeah.
yeah. And she was a very close friend of my younger son. So I am sharing with you when we saw that on the TV, and it was terrible experience. Everything stopped there also. I'm talking now in Chicago. The question was we have to come back. It was such a panic because I was not there, so people were worried where those people are. So we tried our best. Our what you call the manager at that time, he tried to rent a bus because we were 45 employees, all from New York. So now bus मिल नहीं रही थी. It took lot of time to get engage the bus, and after 2 days we were in the bus, and from Chicago to New York it took us about 22 hours because there were so many stops, securities, and they will not let you go. So somehow we came to New York, and New York was totally deserted place.
Yes.
Millions of people lived here, but no soul was there in Manhattan. And now there are no trains. You cannot come to your home in Syosset. And the Penn Station was totally locked.
Yeah.
So nobody can go in, nobody can come out. And an entire area was cordoned off. Somehow, after third day, we reached home. And in those 3 days, the whole world was changed.
Yes.
Whole world was changed. And offices were closed for a period of time, and businesses, and what you call that, aviation industry, it was totally locked. When the attack came, after that, to protect the planes which were in the plane, in the sky, there were about 5,000 flights in the sky at that time.
Right.
So under the presidential order, every pilot was ordered to land. So after this tremendous loss, the life of a common man was totally changed, totally changed. And
Yep.
I am giving you one quick example. आप एयरपोर्ट जाते हो, पहले भी हम ट्रैवल करते थे. You have the ticket, you have the passport, and then they check it, then they let you go. Now it takes
No.
2 hours, approximately 2 hours, and still they are not satisfied. And so even 1 hour flight takes 3, 4 hours. So it was not like that. It was not. And internationally, when you travel in other countries also, the security is so tight now. So एक तो loss हुआ, मतलब people were killed, very close people were killed also. But at the same time, the lifestyle in United States and all over the world
But
was
change,
totally, totally changed.
change.
Yeah.
एंड जो जो अभी तक देखो, जिसका जैसे मोनिका है, आई मीन अभी मैंने उनके पेरेंट्स को जस्ट मेट देम, आई नो देम वेरी वेल आल्सो, बलदेव एंड मधु,
Yeah.
their two daughters, देखो, younger one I think just started, Monica just started in that
Yeah.
building, Cancer Fitzgerald, she just started in one of those buildings. She was trying to get in touch with her parents or her sister when this thing happened.
दो तीन दिन पहले वो हमारे घर आई थी.
Yeah,
So
and इतनी बड़ी, how many there were so many different floors, कितने floor हैं उस building में, and just imagine there was a stampede, there was no of course elevators, forget it, लोग आ रहे हैं अभी इतने ऊपर से, वो like the building is collapsing. I don't know what the people went through, really you cannot imagine. So I was also shocked when my husband told me, मैं तो देख के हैरान हो गई, then I didn't know what to do. I was trying to call, I called my mother, she was alive that time.
अच्छा.
Yeah, I wanted to be some near my mother, some my children. I don't know what to do. I called her. I said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She said, "Yeah." मैं कहा TV देख रहे हो? तो I went to meet her because she stayed at my brother's house. So I went to see her. मैं कहा देखो क्या हो रहा है? Like in Punjabi, I told her. So she said, "My God," she never saw anything like this. So she was really shocked. And then I felt something about the place where I work. But then I went to the building where I work. वहाँ पे भी सारे panic because all my colleagues and everybody is going crazy because everybody had a lot of friends in that building. Cantor Fitzgerald is a big financial company. They had some friends. My friend is there. Everybody was very upset. And called my children and I called whoever I could think of. I was just under shock. And then I went for a little walk, and then dua, like you could see the tower falling down, and then you could see the scene they were showing. Okay, people are running on the streets, and itna dua. I mean, the dust was all over the place, and people were walking. They were trying to walk, cross the bridge, and all. Sab walk kar rahe the. There's nothing else. Oh, who's this? Sorry. Sorry, somebody is trying to call me. I'm trying to tell them I'm busy. But anyway, so that's what happened. I saw the on the TV, maybe the car बाद में, and then also you hear stories of somebody didn't get up in time, late हो गया, सो गया, उसके अलार्म नहीं बजा, बच गया, जिसने बचना था बच गए. And somebody took the holiday, somebody took the day off, somebody was feeling sick, somebody किसका अलार्म नहीं चला, तो वो लोग, that was in their उसमें किस्मत में थी, they didn't go. But then the ones
कई लोग ट्रेन की वेट कर रहे थे, and this event happened, so all were saved by divine blessing. अगर ट्रेन in time होती तो they were all gone. So what I am saying, उसके बाद, उस tremendous loss के बाद, दुनिया में aviation history is totally changed. The security in the world,
yes,
it has a new meaning now. वो पहली वाली बात नहीं है. And countries who were in war, and they were punished to the fullest extent, but still the seeds of that enmity is peeping up here and there. तो ये जो इतना बड़ा अटैक हुआ है, वो it should not become the repetition somewhere, sometime. So we must learn also with able minds to start to stay peaceful in this world. ईश्वर की ने दुनिया बनाई है, अच्छे लोग हैं,
but
लेकिन हम अब देखो 9/11 इतनी बड़ी ट्रेजेडी हो गई, but still on the same lines in Europe. Two countries on a daily basis. It is so tremendous loss of humanity in the Middle East. In Middle East, हजारों बच्चे मर गए, हॉस्पिटल तबाह हो गए. तो ये we didn't learn anything. This is what I am saying. After such a big tragedy in New York, where only within half an hour we lost 3,000 people at one place, But still, the notorious world has not learned anything.
No.
And that should be reflected, and people who are at the helm of affairs, they should be concerned. Then another memorial will come. "Wahan aisa ho gaya." Don't do that. Stop it somewhere. Live and let live. That was the slogan of in Christianity.
देखो मैं अभी I had gone to Japan. मैंने बताया था आपको.
हाँ जी.
I wanted to go to Hiroshima. वो भी मैंने जो देखा था ना destruction जो उधर हुई है, and that was years ago, right? They didn't learn anything from there. There was a World War II.
Yeah.
This thing happened. Even then, people are not learned. The countries have not learned to live in peace with each other, and they're very similar. And even in Africa, they're all the same. Just because they're different ethnic group, उसमें लड़ाई हो रही है. So people have not learned anything from these tragedies, and unfortunately, regular human beings, they have to suffer just for the politicians or जो ऊपर वाले होते हैं, the ego or whatever you call it, they're the ones who do all these things, and they don't know how to control the people not to do this thing or stop it. अब देखो ना here in Israel and Gaza में was almost 1 year. In November, I think October 7th last year it started. But like you said, all the buildings are destroyed, everything is destroyed. Ukraine में देखो, not a single building you can see जिसमें लोग रह सकते हैं, is all destroyed. It's like a war. This is like a war. So my fear is this. Hopefully that there won't be a third world war. That's my fear. Because the way the world is going, the things are going. And now they have all this nuclear power, these big countries they have. They can 1 minute, 1 minute with the buying, done, finished. And people are going to really suffer. So where do we begin and where do we start with these people? I have no solution. क्या कर सकते हैं? Narinder ji, what is the solution for these politicians to stop this thing? कैसे करें? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Best day to reinvent ourselves. इतना बड़ा लॉस हुआ है ह्यूमैनिटी का, एक जगह पे एक ही 2 बिल्डिंगों में आपने 3,000 पीपल इंस्टेंटली दे वर किल्ड. उनको टाइम ही नहीं मिला एम्बुलेंस का. जो एम्बुलेंस लेके गए थे वो खुद वापस नहीं आए. तो इससे एक जो है, यू स्टे बैक एंड थिंक ओवर इट. भाई अभी तो स्टॉप करो. देखो पहले फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर आ गई, उसके बाद the evil mind of that time, they created the League of Nations. And after that, no, there should not be any war. All disputes should be referred, international border disputes should be referred to League of Nations. So within 25 years, the First World War started in 1914.
Yeah.
And it stopped in 1919. Within 25 years, the Second World War started in 1939 and stopped in 1945.
Yes.
So within 25 years, First World War, there was a League of Nations. Second World War, we created United Nations,
Yes.
right? The now 102 plus countries are the members. And when you are sitting and representing your country in that body, you are very well aware of mentally and educationally and talent-wise. So they are the best people sitting there. What I am asking them, you created this body that there should not be any dispute. All disputes should be referred to them, and there will be an arbitrator, and that way the dispute should be peacefully resolved.
Yes.
Now what is happening? Countries who are fighting, they don't go to that body. Oh, they said we don't believe that. And if the world body, United Nations, they passed 490 resolutions to tell Israel and Palestinians stop this nonsense, and they put those resolutions in the dustbin. They said we don't recognize this body. So that is what has happened. The only solution is the because as I say, peace starts with you and me. We should be peaceful. If one of us is not peaceful and I happen to be the president, I will mess up the same thing. So people at their own level, you never know, because destiny works very strange way. You could be the president, like Kamala Harris. She never thought. No, he dropped and she became the candidate, right? This is how the mysterious things are happening. So now, if this individual is a good person inside, not outside, inside, then you get the best leadership. But if you become somebody becomes the president, and that person is inside, full of revenge, eh? So when the opportunity will come with the power and prestige, that individual will start as the world, he is the owner of the world. So this is what is happening. So we should be very careful at our own level, in our own homes, to practice the art of peace.
Yes.
अगर आपके घर में peace नहीं है, तो ये the outside world becomes irrelevant. क्योंकि your home is your kingdom. You are the king and queen. अगर king and queen का जो kingdom है, उसमें peace नहीं है, तो आप किस kingdom की बात करते हो? So the idea is a philosophical idea. I don't know how much practical it is, but it is a thought. So such thinkers should come together and think one world, one body. देखो ये पक्षी हैं, these birds. They fly from one country to another. क्योंकि border की कोई wall तो है नहीं, and they take their lunch and then they fly over the next country. They take their dinner and then they come back, right? There's no dispute. We should either become birds so that we should not, हम अगर जाएं, they will kill us right away,
Right. We
right?
cannot.
So either we should become birds, or we should think, challenge ourselves, and stop this type of aggression in your thinking, and think and reinvent yourself. Then live and let live. That is the slogan of Christianity.
Right.
And that is the slogan of Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhini. Everybody, world, Vishwa Kutumbam, this world is a family. So if world is a family, तो जैसे आप फैमिली में रहते हो, गिव एंड टेक में, राइट? क्योंकि सारे तो एक जैसे थिंक नहीं करते, बट हर बात पे लड़ाई नहीं होती,
Yeah.
राइट? ऐसे ही वर्ल्ड इज ए बॉडी, ये सनातन थॉट है कि विश्व कुटुंबम, कुटुंब मीन आपकी फैमिली है. देर आर, ये तो मैन मेड बाउंड्रीज हैं जिसके लिए सारी लड़ाई हो रही है.
Yeah.
देखो पहले, आई एम जस्ट मेंशनिंग बिकॉज दैट इज द टॉपिक. पहले एक इंडिया था, फिर इंडिया से पाकिस्तान बना, फिर बांग्लादेश बना, फिर म्यांमार बना, फिर सैलोन बना. ये सारे इंडिया थे. इट इज वॉज ए पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. क्योंकि आप रामायण पढ़ो, महाभारत पढ़ो, दैट दोज ऑल टेरिटरीज योर एंसेस्टर्स आर लिविंग देयर, राइट? सिकंदर पोरस की लड़ाई हुई, द ओल्डेस्ट, and Sikandar came from Middle East, near what do you call that? Italy से के पास था. he came to India, तो रास्ते में तो और कोई कंट्री थे ही नहीं.
ग्रीक था ना वो, अलेक्जेंडर द ग्रेट, राइट?
Yeah, so that is what I am saying. आपने पूछा कि इसका सोल्यूशन क्या है. सोल्यूशन यही है कि जैसे ये अपनी यूनाइटेड नेशन बॉडी है, वर्ल्ड बॉडी है, जिनकी प्राइम ड्यूटी यही है, उनको क्रिएट ही इसलिए किया गया था कि वर्ल्ड में, क्योंकि इट्स अ बिग ग्लोब, जहाँ छोटे मोटे डिस्प्यूट हैं, everything should be referred to them and they have to enforce peacefully. But now उस बॉडी की it become a ritual. जैसे मंदिरों में, गुरुद्वारों में हम जाते हैं, प्रसाद लेके आ जाते हैं, ऐसे ही लोग वहाँ जॉब कर रहे हैं. दे हैव नो कंसर्न,
नो
नो
कंसर्न, एब्सोल्युटली
नो, वो सोशल प्रोग्रामों में लगे हुए हैं. आप उनको यूनाइटेड नेशन के किसी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को बुला लो, तो जो बुलाता है वो बड़ा खुश होता है, फोटो अपॉर्चुनिटी हो जाती है. दिस इज व्हाट दे आर डूइंग.
या दैट इज ट्रू. फ्री.
So
That's
that world body must be rejuvenated and
I
powered.
personally think that United Nations is a big failure. This is my thing. Like you
Yeah.
just said, कि job ले रहे हैं, अपना घूम रहे हैं, इधर जा रहा है, कोई इधर जा रहा है, but main thing just created for to get peace, that's not happening. It's getting worse.
But that is it.
What have they achieved in so many years since they've been formed? Nothing much. तो बैक टू दिस 9/11 थिंग, यही आप बाद में तो कितने देखो, आपने भी सुना है कि वो लॉट ऑफ अदर फैमिलीज, इंडियन फैमिलीज में भी और भी हैं, अमेरिकन फैमिलीज में तो बहुत है, ऑफ कोर्स, एंड पीपल वर हियर फ्रॉम अदर कंट्रीज टू. On those
Yeah.
buildings, there were also a lot of foreigners, lot of Indian भी थे, बाकी countries के, British, from England, from a lot of international people, they also got killed innocently. And उनके अपने बंदे नहीं गए because the plane got, when it was hijacked or whatever, their people died too.
Yeah.
So what is the use of doing all this? And then after that, like you said, airline में जाना तो it became a big hassle. Shoes उतार के जाओ, they check you, you'll be there 3 hours early, your suitcases are being checked, x-rayed, whatever. So traveling has become very, even up till now they check you. You have to take the shoes off and everything. Still, that's still going on. In a way it's a good thing. They check everything, x-ray करते हैं सब कुछ. They flag some people too. उनको बोलते हैं इधर
9/11 से पहले ऐसा नहीं था.
नहीं था, वही तो मैं कह रही हूँ. People are not doing that. I mean, awareness came, they wanted to check everybody, but जब time था, that time nobody was checked. They just came in the guns में लेके, they went in the plane.
Yes.
That the United Airlines का flight जो थी, they were like a regular people. They came and they took over, they hijacked the plane. So loss of nearly like more than 3,000. Then of course global impact. The attacks led to a global war on terror launched by the United States and had far-reaching effects on international relations, security measures, and civil liberties. Rescue efforts, investigations, and memorials followed the attacks, with the National September 11 Memorial and Museum, which opened in 2014. I don't know. I've been to the memorial. I went there a couple of times. Yeah, I went there when I was in. Many companies had offices in the Twin Towers, and employees from the following companies were, a lot of them were like IBM, Microsoft, Fuji Bank, Marsh and McLennan, Cantor Fitzgerald. People are working there, sub buildings, which mean unki employees were they're coming from different countries. Sandler and O'Neill, Fiduciary Trust International, Keefe, Brewett and Woods. They were like I think a law firm. AIG, Morgan Stanley, other companies too. So many companies. These are just approximate number of people who, there could be more because we don't know. But I'm just talking about the people who really helped. As a firefighters, they had a lot of problems afterwards, physical problems, because they inhaled that dust. So उनको बाद में बड़ी problem. And police also trying to bring some peace.
No. So the one thing we lost people, 3,000 people approximately, instantly at one spot. And then the after effect of that attack, the poisonous clouds, that killed more people. And they are still having so many diseases associated to those clouds. And So it is not actually 3,000 people.
Boy,
It is
that's
thousands and people, because all the people who survived, who were trying to save her, they themselves are killed through these diseases. So it is a after effect which was very terrible, and all the areas I just shared with you, our office was also there. So we moved to middle midtown. It was in the downtown, right in front of the
yeah,
towers. We used to go there for lunch, dinners, and we will have a lunch walk on the terrace in the back, because right behind that there was the sea. There's this, yeah.
uh,
So
that's true. And also another tragic ये थी कि जब train station में that stop is not there anymore.
no,
Stop था उनका, तो, like that's so sad. The
yeah,
the train, the subway जो होती है उसमें तो stop में तो कुछ, then there's nothing. They had to change all that. So that's a big tragedy too. So anyway, we just wanted to share some things. I'm sure you all who are listening to us, you all have memories of that day as well, and we just wanted to touch and recognize and remember those people who all died and whose families are still suffering. Some of them, like you said, health problem we have. So we just wanted to recognize and peace to the world. हम तो यही कहते हैं, we started with the peace world peace prayer, and just remembering those people passed away and the ones who are living and the ones who are suffering. So we just want to give that remembrance to them. It's a tragic day, and we don't want this to be, hopefully in the whole, doesn't happen again like that. That a country में आके attack करना buildings को. What kind of planning they did, what they did, God knows. कितने सालों की planning चल रही थी, you know.
perfect planning and execution.
Yeah. And
Nobody detected anything.
nothing.
The planes were ours, the airports were ours, and they came from somewhere and got on the plane. Everything was ready, as somebody has kept everything ready for them. That
That's
even like during flights, you have your own plane, right? You bring your own plane to do whatever you want to do. Here, it was totally different. Planes were provided by us. Pilots were provided by us. And those guys somehow got in the plane, right?
right, because there was no checking. They didn't check any thorough checking नहीं होती थी ना, तब passengers used to just go in like that. Nobody checked what you have in the bags or what you're bringing.
There may be, because so many people, there were 20 people, 20 terrorists, and nowhere they were detected. So either it looks like, I don't know, I should not say that, there is some hanky-panky, 20 people got in 4 planes from different locations, and none was caught till the damage was done. That is a big thing to be revisited by the security people. Okay, what happened? What happened? If I can understand, if there was 1 or 2 people, 20 people from different locations, different planes, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
4 planes, yeah, 4 planes. देखो, and 2 of them crashed into the twin towers.
Yeah, one in Pennsylvania, one in the Pentagon.
Yeah,
And the idea, what I'm mind-boggling is that 20 people from different locations within the vicinity of 300 miles. 2 were, I think, from Boston, they started.
right.
Yeah. So that was a very strange enigma on our security system. And none was detected. None was detected.
And the biggest country, but the most well-known country in the world, United States.
Yeah.
New York में twin towers में attack करना, and nobody could detect it, which is a very sad thing.
Not 1 or 2 people, 20 people.
Yeah, 20 वही.
at the same time, that's what I think. That is mind-boggling.
Yeah, that is mind. वही तो मैं कह रही हूँ, that's mind-boggling the same time. That was master plan by God, you know.
Yeah.
Who it was, whatever, we don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for joining, and you know, we'll be back again on Friday with Narinder ji. And thanks for joining us. I know I just wanted to share. Sad day, but we have to remember people, families, and all that. We can also हमारे कैरियोकी के प्रोग्राम भी होते हैं, हमें टॉक बातें भी करते हैं, लेकिन this is also very important. This happened in this country, and like I said, we are witnesses to that. Our grandkids were not. They will learn in history. They will learn later on, but we were witnesses. We were here. It happened right in front of us. So that's why I recall, and I'm sure all of you too, that it was a very tragic day, especially people who are living in this country. You know, हमारे सब Indians जो भी हैं, and it, like I said, worldwide effect. But people who are really witnesses here, right here in New York, उनके लिए ज़्यादा is much more tragic to think about it. So, anyway, thanks for coming and listening to us. Thank you, Narinder ji.
I agree. It was a very timely topic. We are paying our tribute to all the departed souls, to the families. Our hearts goes to them. And at the national level, the people who are at the helm of affairs must while paying, doing certain celebrations to commemorate 9/11, don't make it a happy event. Think. By putting flowers in front of that wall does not mean anything. Change the hearts and change your thinking.
Train of thoughts.
And live, and the World Peace slogan should be live and let live.
Correct. That should be the
yeah. And thank you very much for initiating this program. And we conveyed our very profound feelings to the community that we are all with you. Your sorrows are shared by us and many others. But through this program, we were trying to revisit the issue and in a very descriptive way, what happened, what about our personal experiences. And thank you very much, Veena ji.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
watching. Thank you so much. And you know, take care for the rest of the day. I just want to say that. Bye. We'll see you back here on Friday, the same time, 30 a.m. And Narinder ji will be here. Thank you so much. Goodbye for now. Okay, Narinder ji.
Okay, thank you. We covered many things, personal experiences also, and some advisory words on the World Peace.